let's start with these OneOdio Monitor 60s. Let's just get that a bit off the way. Alright, so while we're at it, we can take a look at their website. Now, I don't really know a bunch about the brand. I haven't really seen their stuff before. So they're the OneOdio Monitor 60. They call it professional monitor wired headphones. So these are wired and they're pretty much, they say, ideal for DJs and audiophiles. They are retailing for around $80, so not too expensive, not too cheap. But it does look to, specs wise, it looks pretty good. So it has like a 20 to 40,000 or 40 kilohertz range. That's pretty good. And I do like that they are a bit bigger. So let's quickly open it up and see how it is. Now we'll leave a link in the video description if you want to check it out. So along you do inside get a nice little baggie with the headsets inside, a nice leatherette pouchy for that. We'll leave that to the side. All right, inside here you have your cables. So because it's more audiophile and DJ style headsets, they usually come with a bit different cables. So this looks probably around like 2 meters, just a normal TRS to TRS cable. All right, now that's pretty long. That's probably around like 3 meters. So that's a pretty nice long cable. Right there, and then here you have your coil cable, which I actually quite like. Oh, additional ones. So you have your coiled normal 3.5 millimeter to your the larger one which you usually use for your audio type of gear. So I can put it into audio interface, and then you just have your standard TRS, well, TRS to TRRS for your phone. So let's quickly get out the headset and see how it is. Now again, $80, get at least a nice little pouch. Here it is. Now straight away, it's very maneuverable. Probably a bit too much for me, and it does feel a bit plasticky, which I'm not too big of a fan of. It does look pretty nice. I do like the larger ear cups. Now, if you've watched some of my videos, you know that my ears do scratch against the inside of the driver wall, and that kind of just annoys me. So these ones probably shouldn't have that issue. But anyway, for the rest of the headset, you do have your leatherette padding up here. It's not overly thick here at the top. You can quickly squeeze it in, and you can feel the inside of the frame there, which I'm not a big fan of. A bit more padding would have been nice. You'll probably not feel it on your head, but a bit more padding would have been nice. You can of course adjust it. It does have a aluminum outer frame, but plastic on the inside, as you guys can see there, and of course this side as well. You can quickly do a bend test. It's a bit too maneuverable for me. Bend test. That looks perfectly fine for me. Now, I'm not going to push it too far, but all right, so let's quickly get off. There we go. Got really bad hair. I actually need to go cut my hair. I think I'm gonna do that later today. But anyway, let's quickly put it on and see how it fits. So left, right, there we go. Quickly put it on. So far, not too bad. Of course, usually you have to test these for quite a while to actually really feel how they sit and everything, but they make a pretty good seal around your ear because of the nice large and deep ear cups. They're pretty comfortable, nice and soft, and my ears do touch the inside, but so far I don't think it'll annoy me. Now again, I'm going to have to use these for quite a while, but so far they're pretty decent. Of course, because they're more DJ headsets, I'm not a DJ, so I can't really know how it works, but something like that, I believe. So you have a lot of maneuverability, at least for the headset, to rest it on your neck, push it around, facing up or downwards. So if somebody's in front of you and you want to blast them with sound, then you can. All right, but you can at least rest it on your neck, and we'll see how loud they are. So let's quickly plug them in and give them a try. Now quickly for your connection, so I don't think you get a mic, possibly you get a built-in mic inside the TRS phone cable, but for the headset you have your 3.5 millimeter here, and I think it's a 6.3 millimeter here. Can't remember exactly the dimensions, but I think it's a 6.3. So you do have the option of connecting your 3.5 millimeter inside here, and then this one is with the 6.3 millimeter, and then that can go into your audio interface, or you can just use a normal 6.3 to 6.3 and then plug it in on this side. So you at least have the options. You don't need to use adapters or anything like that. So that's pretty cool to see. Now let's quickly plug it into my phone and then take a listen and hear how it sounds. So it just plugs into that. It does make a nice little lock there. So you do have a nice little slit. So one way, and that's kind of it. It's still a bit too maneuverable for me, but anyway, that's fine. So let's quickly take a listen. All right, so far I can already hear that the highs are a lot more pronounced than the lower ends, which I personally usually kind of prefer if I want to use these for more like work. But for just listening to music, usually you want some a bit more bassy. And I think for DJing, you'd also like something a bit more bassy. But for like editing and then so on, editing music, you're something a lot more neutral, and I think this is where it's closer to that. And the bass isn't extremely powerful so far. I'm going to use some EQing and boost it a bit more and see how far I can push it. But it's not as thumping as I actually imagined it would be. It's not bad, but I know a lot of people would like a bunch more bass out of the headset. Alright, so I just came back and I actually listened to it, not on my phone, but on the PC now. And it's so much better. Now back there, the frequency range is still the same, but on the PC it's much louder and also much clearer. The quality is definitely better, so I think it's just my phone's preamp that actually sucks. But here on the system, it sounds so much better. I listen to some music, the bass is still a bit pushed back, and with the highs being a bit more pronounced, which I again personally like, because especially for like editing videos and so on, which I actually did with these, it works so much better, especially for like for vocals. So I actually like that, but again, for most people, especially being a DJ headset, I'm not sure why it's classified as that, because usually DJs, I presume, would like a bit more bass heavy songs. But for me, it was still pretty nice, and also it's still quite comfortable. I like that the large ear cup sits completely over my ears. It makes a proper seal, so all the sound is just like directed into my ears, which is really nice. Now, I did listen to some music, and I actually found that I kind of like big orchestral music. So anything from Hans Zimmer, like from like the Interstellar soundtrack, and so on, that just like sounded so nice. And there's some other music as well. There I think these do shine a bit more. But for hip hop and that type of music, it was okay. It was just okay. And then as for gaming, it did actually quite well here also. The gunshots was really clear. You can hear that crackling. The bass again from explosions and so on. It was a bit lacking, but it's still a decent headset if you want to go for one headset to do everything. It's going to do it quite well, and again, especially quite comfortable, good sound quality, and if you want to edit videos, you should be able to do that as well with these. So that's pretty much it for my look at the OneOdio Monitor 60s. Again, $60. I do think that they pushed in a lot more of the money from the build quality to these drivers, and I can definitely hear that once I actually connected it to my system here. So if you want to get it for yourself, I will leave links in the video description. A big thanks to OneOdio for sending these over for a review, and I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.